Hello guys, my name is Adam, and welcome back to another champion build review. Today I'm going to be reviewing a ability power attack speed build for Teemo that is highly underrated and extremely effective. Enjoy. Alright, first off let's start off with runes. As you can see here, my rune page is far from complete, but this is kind of what you're going to want to have in it. You're going to want to stress flat ability power for the early game to make you more potent and effective in landing in the early to mid game. You're going to want to have ability power per level to make you a lot more potent in the late game. You're going to want to have magic penetration to kind of counteract all the magic resist your enemy is going to build if they have any sort of brain. Because if I was playing a Teemo that built this, I would obviously get magic resist because that's the obvious choice to counteract it. But also a little cooldown reduction is nice. So that is the runes. Alright, first off let's start off with runes. As you can see here, my rune page is far from complete, but this is kind of what you're going to want to have in it. You're going to want to stress flat ability power for the early game to make you more potent and effective in landing in the early to mid game. You're going to want to have ability power per level to make you a lot more potent in the late game. You're going to want to have magic penetration to kind of counteract all the magic resist your enemy is going to build if they have any sort of brain. Because if I was playing a Teemo that built this, I would obviously get magic resist because that's the obvious choice to counteract it. But also a little cooldown reduction is nice. So that is the runes. For masteries, you're going to want to go 2104, stressing a lot of ability power, obviously, some attack speed for the early game, and all of that. Also, you're going to want to, put a point into time spent dead, and also mana per level, which is extremely important because you're going to want to be shooting as many blinding darts as you can. Now it's time to talk about Teemo's build. Early game, you're going to want to start with a Dorian's Ring. This will put you, with my runes, it'll put me to around 44 ability power, which is good. You're next going to buy a Sorcerer's Shoes, which is going to emphasize in magic penetration. It's very effective. Then go for a Malady, which is going to be huge because you do not want to get the Gnasher's Tooth before the Malady. Never do that. Get your Malady first. Once that is done, get your Gnasher's Tooth. You're going to want to try to get those two items before the 25-minute mark. If you can do that, you're pretty much set. Then you're going to finish off with a crystal scepter, which is going to give you a lot of health, which is huge for the mid game. It's going to make you survive a little bit longer, and it also gives you ability power. Next, you're going to want to go with the Rabadon's Death Cap, which is going to give you a lot of ability power. This is going to wrap up your late game, as you can see here, 140 ability power. And your last item you're going to go for is the Hextech Gunplate. This is an extremely important item because not only does it give you ability power, it gives you attack damage and lifesteal. Now what this does is if you blinding dart an enemy, if it's an attack damage carry enemy, he obviously cannot shoot you, and in that time you can use your acquired attack damage and lifesteal to completely annihilate him. Combine that with the light attack speed, you're doing good. For abilities, you're going to want to start off by maxing Blinding Dart, then Toxic Shot, then last but not least Move Quick. Poison Dart is extremely important to max first because it does obviously the most damage. As you can see here, I'm doing around 760 damage just by Blinding Dart, and then my Toxic Shot does obviously a lot too. But on average, because if you look here, I'm 23 and 6. On average, if you do this build correctly, by the end of the game, you should have around in the area of 130 to 180 attack damage, as you can see there. Your ability power is going to be around the 550 area to the 600 range. This was abnormally high because I was extremely fed. and your attack speed is usually going to be around 1.75 to 1.9, usually in between there. And of course, your magic resist and armor are irrelevant if you know how to play him right, because obviously you can't run into battles expecting to live long with this build. It's just not going to happen. In this first clip I'm going to show you what Teemo can do in his first engagements. This is the 2-minute mark. I have 44 ability power, and I've bought Blinding Dart first. This is Janna. We all know she's extremely weak early game, so let's see what she can do. If you can see there, I did an immense amount of burst damage, and obviously we didn't get the kill, but it was worth it because she still had to play defensively. In my first clip here, we can see that Olaf is getting a little greedy and is chasing 2 full health champions while he is at half. I understand my responsibility as a teammate is to save him, but I also know if I attempt to save him, I have a high chance of being the squishy champion I am to die, and I obviously don't want that to happen. So I retreat, but not before picking up a kill. A Ahri flashes in, and this is my time to attack. If you watch the clip, Blinding Dart does immense burst damage, followed up with my Ignite and Poison. She is no match. This is the last early game clip I have for you. This is a huge part of Teemo's early game. I usually play Teemo top, so what you're going to want to do is control your mushrooms. As you can see here, I like to have 3 mushrooms in every piece of brush. 1 on the outside, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the very end. I like to do the same thing in this brush, and also I like to stick 1 right there to prevent ganks, as this is happening right here. Most people, when they go to gank this lane, they will obviously come into the brush to provide cover, so you know they're not being able to see by the enemy. So I like to put a blinding or a mushroom right there to prevent them from sneaking up on me. Also, if you're getting attacked by any enemy champion, you can easily just run in the brush and activate your mushrooms and turn on them. It's an extremely effective way to defend yourself early game. This is when I start to get fed. As you can see here, I'm 7 and 4, but I'm about to get a lot of kills and start to really advance my build ahead of everyone else. As you can see, Ahri hit the mushroom, making it a very easy kill. At this point, I was 8 and 4, and everything looked pretty well to me. Janna was a complete idiot, so I knew that making her pay for being ignorant and stupid was an easy way to get a kill. Exen made a stupid decision, but I knew I didn't have much health, so I fell back. But upon picking up an easy kill on Janna, I felt I was doing pretty well, and as you can see, 9 and 4 at the 22-minute mark is doing pretty darn well. For the final mid-game clip, I'd like to bring up another important point about mushrooms. Later in the video, I'm going to show one more tip about mushrooms, but this is another kind of tip I'd like to show. I'm right here. I clearly saw that there was going to be a fight breaking out. 3 of their champions, actually 4 of their champions were right there, and Various was coming in from the side. I knew that we would retreat and fall back into this area, so I rigged the whole place with mushrooms and end up saving Caitlyn's life. Also, I pick up a free kill on Exen. Well, I don't, but Caitlyn does. In my sense, a kill is a kill, and as long as it's for your team, it's for the good. At this point, I really start to separate from all the rest of the players. Janna and Exen have hit one of my mushrooms that I've placed. Knowing this, I sense an excellent opportunity for me to attack and pick up some kills. At this point, I'm 10-4, but after this clip, I'm about to be 12-4, which is clearly out in front of the group. I easily pick up Janna with a blinding dart, and then I finish off Exen with basic attacks and poison. This is sitting me at 12-4, which is obviously more advanced than anyone else in the whole game. As you can see there, I did enormous amounts of damage with my blinding dart and poison. This shows truly how much damage an ability-powered Teemo can do. In my opinion, it is a lot more effective than an attack damage Teemo, solely for the purpose because it can do burst damage to start off a fight, and poison and other abilities to finish it off. It's extremely potent build. This next clip is just plain embarrassing. A little ways into the clip, I'll show you another useful trick you can use with Teemo in soloing 1v1 people. As you can see, I get a little careless on Janna and I want the kill a little bit too much, and I end up paying for it, but you'll see how I treat the engagement. Shaco comes to chase. He does a lot of damage, but watch here. I place a mushroom right underneath me, which will slow him and allow me to get into the brush where I can blinding dart him and eventually do enough damage to kill him. What you're going to want to do in this situation is, if you're facing a melee enemy, he's obviously going to run right up to you. You can place a mushroom directly underneath him. This will do damage over time and enable you to kill him. He hits the mushroom, I exhaust him, turn on him with blinding dart. As you can see, it does a lot of damage, and finish him off with basic attacks. In truth, he really had no chance. At this point, guys, we're back to where the video has started. The game is about over, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy these videos, leave me a like. Tell me down below that you enjoy watching these and you want me to do more. I'll be glad to make another champion review. I know a lot of different builds for a lot of different champions, and if you guys would like to see them, please tell me. But as always, thanks for watching. This has been Adam. Subscribe to my channel. I'm out. Peace.